Today we catch up with a little girl from Father Knows Best, Lauren Chapin.
Here are Robert Young and Jane Wyatt with Ellen Donahue, Billy Gray, and Lauren Chapin in Father Knows Best.
Most of us know her as Kitten, the precocious tomboy, Kathy Anderson. Ironically, the only normal part of her life at that time was that make-believe TV home at 607 South Maple.
You're having a party tonight, and that's probably your guests arriving.
A party? Wow! Who's coming?
For 7 years, her escape into the Anderson household was a haven from her real-life nightmare. She'd been sexually abused by her father as a toddler. Her parents divorced. She was physically and emotionally abused by an alcoholic mother. When she was 14, the show ended, and so did her sanctuary, until she found her ministry.
14 through 33. Nichiren Shoshu Buddhism, astrology, meditation, men, drugs, alcohol, mental institutions, suicide. 3 years in the state penitentiary.
A minister and a newlywed in Killeen, Texas. Lauren Chapin these days is speaking out on child abuse, and good morning.
Good morning, Jane. Good to be here.
I'm happy to say when you watch the clips from Father Knows Best and your beaming little girl face that you were smiling at that. You don't look back at that period as a dark time.
No, those were happy days for me. And I'm real proud of the program and what we were able to do.
Even off the set, they were happy times for you at home?
Not at home, but on the set, off camera, they were happy times for me.
Was there confusion for you in your little girl mind of where your true family was? I mean, you had a happy home on the set and a not so happy home at home.
No, I don't think there was any confusion. I knew who I was, and I knew that Kathy Anderson was somebody's imagination on paper, and I knew that Lauren Chapin had a different set of parents other than Robert Young and Jane Wyatt.
Who did you think had the real family story? I mean, not personally real, but who was telling the story of real families? Kathy Anderson or Lauren Chapin?
Definitely. Well, actually, they were both very real, weren't they?
We know that now.
Yes, we do. At the time, I patterned myself after Kathy Anderson. I wanted to have a home like Kathy Anderson. And when I grew up, I said, I will have a husband like Jim Anderson, and I will have Betty Budden and maybe another Kathy. They were my role models. I chose to pattern myself after them as I grew up or when I became an adult.
Then what happened at age of 14? The show ended, and you were telling me your mother died when you were 22 years old. But for those 7 years that you simply were her daughter, Lauren Chapin, what was life like for you?
I was raised in a dysfunctional family, a family that had many problems. Mother was a single parent. She was raising 3 child actors. She had tuberculosis. She was also an alcoholic who lived in a state of denial. And so at the age of 14, when Father Knows Best finished, I was thrust back into normal environment. I was like a fish out of water. I did not know how to function. I had been pampered and raised on a set. I had been told that the world's, was me. And then all of a sudden you find out that you're not so important.
Lauren, money is the least of it. But there were laws that said that you should have had the money you earned from those days. You never saw much of it. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. I never even knew I was earning a paycheck when I was on Father Knows Best. I never saw a penny of that money. And then when I did receive my bonds, I received less than half of it. My mother had gone back into court, petitioned the courts to give her more of the 10% that was saved for me. And her rationale was, when my children are in show business, the public expects us to live in a certain manner, and we are living beneath that manner. And so we need to elevate ourselves. And apparently the court said, fine.
Okay. You now are a mother yourself. You have teenage children.
1 teenager and 1 preteen.
All right. Your daughter, does she show signs of talent?
Absolutely.
Will you let her?
No. No. She really wants to be an actress. She's very gregarious. She's very outgoing, multi-talented, sings, dance, does everything that just comes naturally to her. But as I've told Summer, when you grow up, after you have gone through high school, and if you want to go to college, fine, and study your art if you want to be an actress, whatever you decide, once you are an adult, I will back your play.
I know people are wondering, what was your lifeline? How did you find yourself after all of that? You have written your autobiography, and the title, Father Does Know Best.
Yes.
A moment ago I asked you, what does the title mean?
Means my heavenly Father knows best. I've come back home where I really have belonged.
Well, Lauren Chapin, continued good health to you.
Thank you so much. Nice to be here.
We'll be back after this.